Hello, my wonderful spirit guides. Today I am going to be reacting to an album that is basically my choice. I do so many requests for Patreon, or YouTube, what people are telling me to listen to, and I felt like I wanted to do something that I felt called to today. I often, go into an album or something and I don't know what it's going to sound like. I have no idea who the artist is, so I'm always like, oh, I have no idea. And it normally always goes well, and I always find something beautiful within it, even if I don't like the album that much, or I end up loving the album. In this case, this is a artist that I have reacted to very recently, but I didn't want to wait any longer to react to them again because I am in love with them. And today I found out that they are going to be performing in London in December, and tickets go on sale on Friday, and I'm definitely getting tickets. So in the excitement of that, I wanted to react. If you read the title, you already know who I'm reacting to, so I don't know why I'm building up to it, but I'm going to be reacting to ETHEL, CAIN, Inbred. I have already reacted to Preacher's Daughter. If you haven't seen that, please do go check that out. It was definitely, I think it's the album of the year so far, and like I didn't say that at the time of listening, but when I was editing and when I was going further with it and hearing it more and more, I found myself keep getting drawn to it, kept feeling it so heavily, and it was just like, honestly, like every song now I love. And like, when I first listened I was like, this one's okay, that one's okay, but now, when you become like a super fan, you like truly become a fan, you end up like loving every song. Yeah, it's one of those for me. And the last time I had that was with Seb Delisa, and I still feel that way about Seb Delisa. Like, oh my god, I'm just so excited to hear this. I have no idea what it's going to sound like because this came before Preacher's Daughter and so on. But yeah, if you'd like to become a patron, please do. The links will be in the description for that. Just want to let you know, becoming a patron really helps my channel. It helps me. It helps my family. It just helps everything. I would love for YouTube to be my job, like honestly forever, like until I can't work anymore, I've never found a job that suits me better than this. And obviously that seems like obviously you get to listen to music all day. Yeah, that makes sense. But even if I was offered a job like to be a superstar, and sing on stage every night, I think I'd still choose this. This is very me. Also, I'm really classed as someone that's not, fit for work. I mean, that sounds awful, but because of my mental health and my physical illnesses that I have and so on like that. So this is something that I don't know, it's a dream come true. I'm a Capricorn. I want to work, okay? But there's just a lot of jobs that I can't do. So like, obviously becoming a patron helps me achieve that dream. And obviously it's not all just a take. By becoming a patron, it means I can give more. I'm more motivated, I'm more inspired, I'm more, it just keeps the flow going. So when I ask you to become a patron, it really is just like deeper than it seems for me personally. So yeah, like if you can't, don't worry, like I love you anyway, it's nothing like that. But if you can spare like a few pounds, don't know what that is in dollars, $5, $6, euros, €4.50. I don't know how it all works, but it's basically the price of a cup of coffee. Anyway, you go. Yeah, that would be great. And you can get early access to album reactions, uncut content, music videos, because like some things I cannot post on YouTube, live streams, and then if you want to join the top tier, you can have album requests. If they're full, you can always Instagram me and we can work something out. But yeah, all those things. So yeah, thanks for listening to that. Just thought I'd show you what it means to me rather than just always ask if you want to become a patron. I mean, it's like, but really it's deeper than that. So yeah, but if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I shall follow you back. Have I already said that? Like, comment, subscribe, or the rest of it, whatever. Yeah, I'm so excited to do this, and I'm so excited. I have to get tickets to see her. I have to. But Right, okay, let's do it. First song is called Michelle Pfeiffer, who is an actress, and feat Lil Aaron. I have no idea how this is going to sound. What if I hate it? I just don't see that happening, but... Okay, you ready? Because I am. I'm ready. Let's go. Still got those gorgeous guitar tones. Oh, I need to get lyrics. Everything's easier way out west. Have fun just, I love. I'm obsessed with her voice. It's so good. Like, you know, before I was saying, oh, it reminds me of Lana Del Rey, it reminds me of Caroline Polachek, it reminds me of all these people that I love and their voices. And like, that's a good thing, obviously. But really, it's just so her. It also gives me like, you know, like a 90s feel too, but her voice is so her. Just the way it's so... Oh, you know who else did it remind me of? What's she called, like Marzia Starr. She did that song that was like, you know what, I'm gonna look in editing, but it reminds me of her too. It has that real, it's like 90s, but it's also 70s. Oh, it's just everything. Every time I hear it, I feel it. And I just want to sing them myself. I want to sing with her. I hope in London she sees me. And I can be like, and then she'll be like, what? Who are you? And then I'll be like, then I'll run away. But then I won't run out. I'll run to the back because I still want to watch it. But I'll definitely get out of eyesight. What am I doing? It's so weird. But anyway, yeah, that's... I am genuinely, like, really weird. Okay. That muffled drum. And it's kind of distorted. Sorry, but before Lil Aaron comes in, I love how like everything sounds so like muffled, distorted, and like chaotic in the sound, the tones, and that her voice is so clear and just beaming through the song. So gorgeous. It's like the EQ is like pushed down on all the instruments in some way, but her voice is soaring, like riding it. I love it. And the power in her voice is phenomenal and so emotive. All right, okay, let's listen. Also, I like this bit, the As Ghosts bit. I keep on losing. What's the point if you're not by my side? 'Cause hope I cry another life. Maybe this could be forever. The harmony. Okay, I want to be able to hear that bit, but I need to say this. I just feel like she is like, I don't know. I mean, I've only heard her this year, and like, I'm so sad about that, but also really happy because now I have heard her. Imagine if I never heard her, that'd be freaking horrible. But like, I just feel like she's such an incredible musician, singer. Like, I feel like she is the next best thing. I know that sounds like the cringiest thing to say, but she is. She's like, she's climbing that ladder. She's gonna be massive. I mean, I feel that way anyway. Like, and even if she isn't, she should be. But and she already is. She's already like doing like amazingly well. But I just see it going so far. I feel like people of all ages could enjoy this as well. My parents would probably enjoy this. It just sounds so freaking beautiful. All right, anyway. Oh, her yodels. I love that. It's so big. This is the first song. You know, I don't know if you know my usual policy, but like first songs for me are always weird. Like normally when I first start a reaction, so I've already done a reaction today, so I guess the first song for this wouldn't be so strange. I don't know. But first songs, when I first like sit down to react and I put on the music, sometimes I'm like, okay, right, oh, right, okay, I'm here, I'm listening to music, because I've just done makeup, I've just been chilling, being quiet, listening to podcasts. So then to then suddenly put headphones on and like jump into music, it can feel very like, oh, okay, right, yeah. I wasn't ready for that. Even if this was the first song I heard on the album or first song I heard all day, I know I'd love it. It was just so, I don't know, it's weird because it was so, like I said, like clustered in a way with tones and distortion and width and, you know, length. It was, everything was elongated, so, and very legato, and the drums just boom, 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 boom. You know, very sparse and beautiful. It's this very, very type of song that just makes you just want to be like, oh yeah, baby, I'm in the zone. I feel hypnotized by it and I love it. It's so beautiful. And not too much, even though, yeah, I think that's also the point I was trying to make, is like, even though it's got so much going on, it's all like, whoa, 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 it's not overkill, actually, it's just the right amount to get lost in. Yes, and I mentioned this in the last video I did today, and I felt like when I said it, it felt good, so I'm going to say it again now, but like, what better feelings are there than getting lost in music? And I also said, like, yeah, obviously there's things that are up there that like feel amazing in life, but getting lost in music is one of those amazing feelings when you totally lose yourself in it. You can't, you know, you can't really beat it. Well, a lot of things can't beat it. It's top tier. It really is. Oh, I might look at the lyrics quickly. I was reading them as I went, but I'll have a little skim through them anyway. I love how she says holy mad and half undressed, like holy, a whole lot of mad, sort of said like that. But holy mad also could sound like holy mad, like holy, like religious, and I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's sounding very much like about being in love with someone and being very much obsessed with them. Very much says that in the song. I tell all my friends everything you do. It's sick obsession that I still try to prove, but it's no good because who am I without you? And that interests me too, because it's like, if all she does when this person isn't there is talk about that person, then who is she? Because it seems like she only talks about this one person, so she's only ever thinking about them. She hasn't got an identity anymore because her identity has become them, oriented around them. Home's not home unless you're there. I guess that speaks for itself. And you know, she's saying she's thinking about them, and then but she also asks, "Do you think of me too?" You know, that almost that kind of, you know, I'm talking about how much I love you, but like,
do you think of me? I'm just wondering, but like, I'd love to know, so I'm gonna ask, do you think of me too? Because I really am obsessed.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, it's like a vulnerable question. I hate to let you go, but if I don't, then we both know I'll bury us both, fed to the night as ghosts. Ooh, so she has to let them go because she feels like she's going to bring them down. She's going to kill them in some way, metaphorically. Like she's going to kill the relationship, kill the love, kill the vibes. So she has to let them go because they're really not good for each other, maybe. Fed to the night as ghosts. And that's interesting too. It's almost like we'll become so depleted that we'll fall away into nothing. We're something of history, a ghost. We won't even be alive anymore. just like this ghost in the wind, you know, gone. Wow. So like Lil Aaron's bit is really, really quite telling. It's really cool because like obviously with songwriting it's great. You start off with the who, what, where, when, I suppose. Like, I miss you, all I do is talk about you, but if, you know, we stay together it's going to go bad. But you're left wondering, what do they think? Do they have a say in this? And you don't always find that out in a song, but in this song it does show you a bit of that because there's another person on the track. And Lil Aaron says, I keep on losing track of time because what's the point if you're not by my side? I told my mum about you, she just laughed, driving with my eyes closed. Hope I crash. Maybe we could be together in another life. Maybe this could be forever in another timeline. But right now, I gotta pack my bags and I won't even miss you tomorrow. So that's interesting when he says, I won't even miss you tomorrow. That sounds like when he says, maybe we could be together in another life, or it could be forever in another timeline. It almost sounds like he's saying sweet nothings. Like to her face, he's saying, like, I'll miss you too. Like maybe in another life we'll be together. And it's like charming. But in real life, he won't really even miss her. Or it could just be like he's telling himself that. He's telling himself like, I won't miss you tomorrow because I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to try and not think about you. I'm just going to try and block you out. You know, maybe it isn't so sinister, I guess, and more painful in itself too. And he does say, because what's the point if you're not by my side? You know, he feels that too and hopes he crashes. So he obviously has some strong feelings too. But I just found that last line amongst that to be very telling and different. Yeah. Then in the bridge, ETHEL says, washed out days and stone cold nights, best goddamn days of your whole life. Your whole life. I love that. Not mine, but your whole life. Oh, the best days of your life, not mine. Jack the car and let it ride, kicking it, baby will survive. I'm all run and you're all fight, tangling with Jesus Christ, total ruin, idolized, but the kids will be all right. That's so interesting. The kids will be all right. I feel like that's a reference to another song. The kids will be all right. The kids are... Is it an Offspring reference? It might be an Offspring reference. But it's like she's saying, we'll survive. In the sense of, is she going to go with him wherever he goes? Or is she saying, we'll survive the breakup? I'm not sure exactly. But she's saying we could survive this chaos together. Maybe. Maybe it will be all right. She's saying, why don't we just give it a try? I feel like it's that, yeah. Gonna not leave each other but stay together and kind of run with it. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, next song is called Crush. I love it like instantly. I don't know. I'm sorry, but how is this real? Like I love it instantly love it. I do. I got so much. I wish you could see this. Maybe you can. Got chills on my face. The storytelling and that guitar coming in. She's so fucking perfect. Oh, gal. There's just something about you, baby. Me crazy, right? He fucking loves me. so obsessed. It's been so long since I've like felt this, and I feel like because I'm totally in love with Preacher's Daughter now, this is hitting on a level where, you know, you're kind of comfortable with the artist a little bit, so that like when whatever they do next, you feel it that extra level. But that I still feel like if I heard this before I'd heard Preacher's Daughter, I'd feel the same way. I just such a nice feeling. Makes me so happy. Okay. I'm going to pick out the lyrics that like stood out to me. Well, they all did, but I just want to talk about this one, okay? I just want to talk about this lyric. Oh no, but like this too. His mother steady screaming he should be more like him. The steady screaming was interesting because I felt like it's like it feels like she's never not screaming at him about it. It's like she's always going on about it. Like it's steady because it doesn't change. I really thought that was cool. And also good men die too, so I'd rather be with you. That's such a good lyric. Really changes your mind about things. It's like, oh no. It's such a toxic way of thinking, but I love it. It's like the best, you know, it fits the vibe, it fits the song, like it's meant to be that way, and I love that. And also millions of people that have felt like that. Pretty much every woman has felt like that. So yeah, and every guy's felt like that about girl, and every guy's felt that about a guy, and every girl's felt that about a girl, and every non-binary's felt that about someone. You know what I mean? Everyone has felt that way about someone, you know, where it's like, I want a bad one. I want a baddie, you know? I owe you a black eye and 2 kisses. So that to me sounds like he gave her a black eye and 2 kisses. So she's saying, oh, I need to pay back. I need to pay you back and do the same. Like, you know, it's like money. They gave you 20 quid. You need to give the 20 quid back. That was like, ooh, toxic.
Toxic.
And then they tell me when you want to come and get them. I can imagine her. This is a 5, how many songs are on this album? 6, and I'm literally, I'm in. This is going to be the longest video in the world, but I'm in. I can imagine her standing on the end of a street. He's like on his bike or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's riding by in a car on a bike, I don't know. And he's like driving by, and then he's pulled up and he's like lit a cigarette or something cool, you know? She's like on the street with her friends, and she's just kind of like,
are you a black eye and 2 kisses? Tell me when you want to come get him.
You know, almost like flirting, shouting across, and he's like,
hit you up later.
You know, like there's something about it. I could picture it like vividly. Such good storytelling. And then like that goes kind of sexual too, and it makes you go, ooh, you know, you start feeling it like, oh yeah. It brings you into that feeling, and it's almost like a nostalgic feeling of being young and wanting like someone and being, I don't know, it just gives me a movie kind of feeling. Also, another thing I don't want to forget to mention is when she said, couldn't fight to save your life, but you look so cool. It's like, you know, you're not that tough actually, you know, you're not someone that could like beat other guys up or whatever, but you look cool, and that's enough for me. You got the look, babe. Yeah, just right. I probably should move on. Okay, so next song is called God's Country feat Wicker Phase Spring Eternal. Wicker Phase Spring Eternal. Oh, Wicker Phase Springs Eternal, sorry. Not heard of them, so I'm very curious.
Then it is hard with no one to guide you, no best foot forward to sway the odds. What I need, but I shouldn't ask that of you. Understand, but we're hurting now. So what are we to do? Tell them.
This one's sad.
It was a highway to nowhere, and our kids will grow up with half as much, just finding out too late what they need.
as she sings in a sweet voice.
The pathway through the ponds and the moors of mystery, and the family's secret hiding in the farmhouse down the street. Taking it entirely, I embrace the bonnie bee. Danger like the virgin wife beside me, she would sleep. Her dad's truck that she crashed at 17.
The storytelling.
I learned a lesson.
Oh, the way it sounds washed. The way it's building. The bell. I definitely just transported somewhere else for a moment. Oh, it's just another one of those ones that are just, it's like a thoroughfare or like a family tree moment. Yeah, it's just, it's big, glorious, epic, emotive. Oh my God. And I love all the kind of metaphors of the whole like, it's better if you let go, don't sink in me with your dog teeth. You know, again, it's about letting go and so on like that. And don't grip me harder, let go, it'll be best for both of us. Actually, there's a section here. I don't know if it was on the other songs. No, there wasn't. But on this one, there is a section that CAIN has said. So I'm going to read that. She said, it's like the 10th version of the song. Well, you know, 10th version, that's great. I have like literally songs that have like unreal amounts of versions and they've still not seen the light of day. Also, this is kind of hilarious, but I was listening to Preacher's Daughter the other day, and as I was listening, I was like, you know what, I give up. I don't want to produce anymore. That sounds awful, doesn't it? I know. But I was like, I don't know how to, I wish I knew how to do that, but I definitely don't, you know, and I don't know, I'm always finding a way to give up producing, trust me, because I love it, but I also just am so critical of myself, so I'm like, maybe I should just give it up. And then when I hear amazing, like, production, I'm like, but actually it inspires me as well, but I had a funny moment, but it's like a 10th version of the song. I wrote the song back in September, right after I moved to the church. I hit up my friend Adam and asked if he wanted to be on the song. That I had a verse and a chorus written. He wrote back, yes, of course. I'd written so many different versions. It was 5 minutes, and it was 10.5 minutes. Then it was 8 minutes. I was just never satisfied. It kept breathing and growing with me. I feel that. I feel that in a song because it was such a journey, like some of her other songs have been, but a journey, an adventure. It moves and flows. That's why, afterwards I was like, I just don't even know where I was for that whole moment, because it feels like I've been on a whole adventure / journey, Over the course of the EP, I had no idea what I'd wanted from it. So then finally, 3 days before the final mixes were due, I started over from scratch. I think all I kept was the piano, and I wrote something completely new. I put it all together in one night. I wrote new lyrics, did new vocals, all of it. I was just like, fuck it. This has to be the final version. It was a whirlwind of a song. Wow, I can only imagine like the almost stress she went through making it. But in a way, it's when you have a song that's could go anywhere and could flow in different directions, be up here, down there, and the meaning stays the same, but like the feeling, maybe not the meaning, but the feeling stays the same. What you want the song to be, like the feeling you feel when you're making a song is it's still there, but that feeling with time can, like she said, change and grow with her. So the music kept changing because of how she felt, So it was like an emotional whirlwind, and it finalized its final form. And I bet if she had more time with it, it would have changed again and again and again until she had to, finally release it. It's a real feeling song, and yeah, that's really beautiful. I don't know, like how are these songs real? I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but like, they are just too good. And I've loved everyone so far. Right, I'm going to it's lunchtime. Well, it's way past lunchtime. So I'm going to get something to eat very quickly. Like, I have like a neighbour, and I don't even know them really. I don't know if I think she might be quite new. And I loved her accent. It was great. She sounded very like, I don't know, European, somewhere in Europe. Europe's a huge place, so that's not very, that's not very helpful. But it wasn't horrible. But I'm a bit introverted usually. Anyway, she was like, I heard you singing. Can you come to my house and help me with a bridge of a song I'm trying to make? And that seems like a really cute little neighbourly, I guess, thing. But she smelled quite strongly of alcohol, and I also have PTSD, so like I don't just want to go to a stranger's house. like well, she tries to kill me, but she probably wouldn't. I'm being probably quite ridiculous, but I have anxiety and all these things. So I said, I can't, I'm filming right now. And she was like, I heard you singing, it's so beautiful. And I was like, I had my lunch in my hand, and she was like, well, while you're eating your lunch, can I come down and bring my guitar and I can come in and show you what I've got? And I'm like, no, I'm like, the camera's rolling, I've got to do this really quickly. I was like, what if I come knock on your door later? Which I won't. And she's like, yeah, but I might have headphones in. I'm like, well, what if you can knock on my door, why can't I knock on yours? Just have your headphones out. Like, it's like she really wanted to do it right then. And I was like, I said, well, my daughter's back at 3 p.m. And she's like, yeah, I have toys at my house, she can come. And I was like, I just said no, but it was so awkward. I didn't know what to do. I hate things like that, and I actually feel a bit like annoyed now, because now I've shut my windows, even though it's boiling. We're in a heat wave, for God's sake. And now I don't want to sing along because I feel scared. I know this probably seems like really minor to some people, but to me it's like I feel violated. Well, that's a bit far, but I feel like awkward. You know what? Now I've vented it out. It's okay. I'll just ignore her. It sounds so mean, but I'm not gonna go do that. And maybe if I was a confident person who had no troubles in my life growing up and never had to worry about like people, you know, being weird, then I would go and it would all be okay. But I don't know. My gut tells me no, and I think that's right. And if someone's stinking of alcohol at 2 p.m. on a Monday and they're at home on their own, that's not a person I really want to trust. I don't feel comfortable around that, basically. It reminds me of bad, like people that are not that great, if you know what I mean, that I know in my life, new in my life, you know what I mean. But yeah, anyway, I'll finish this and I'll get back to the music. Yeah, also like, it's weird because quite a lot recently I've had like this little knock on my door that's like, and I've been like, and even my daughter was like, someone's knocking at the door, and it was like 8 p.m. or something, and I was like, well, who's that? I don't, you know, people don't just knock on my door. I have a doorbell to get into like the main building, so like when people knock on it, I'm like, that's someone from within the building, and I'm not friends with any of those people, so I bet it was her though. Kind of annoying that this has interrupted my CAIN moment because I'm literally loving it. Now I feel really nervous. But I think, luckily I'm doing an album that I'm really enjoying, so I'll be able to snap back in easily. Okay, so let's do that. Next song is called Unpunishable. Let's get into it. Maybe I just won't sing. Loved God's Country though. Okay, right. I'm sorry that this has happened. I really don't want it to kill my mood, but I also don't like, imagine if I came back and didn't tell you anything, you'd wonder why I was maybe a bit weird. I don't think I'm going to be weird now, but I needed to, it's just who I am. I like to vent, okay? So let's go. Unpunishable.
Stay, sacrificial angel, dirty slut with needs and a complication. Show me what you want and I'll be that. Sucking on his teeth, he needs it so bad. The darker the fruit, the sweeter.
Wow.
He's meaner. My baby says that he's not afraid of that.
That for a concept. Yeah, I'm sucked back in now. Obviously I still feel a little bit from what just happened, but this is bringing me back very easily. Wow. Oh god, it's so dark and giving me early Lana vibes again with the lyrical content for sure. But actually more so, it's even darker. It's not even on the nose. It's really obvious, you know, what she's saying. And like how, I don't even think I need to describe the lyrics because you've heard them. What they say is what they mean. You know, she's saying what she means and she means what she says. But that whole I'm unpunishable, like you can be so cruel, you can do whatever you want to me. You can literally treat me as if I'm nothing. I am unpunishable. It will never break me. It will never make me change or be good, you know? Man, that's heavy, but it sounds so sexy and so good. Such a weird combo, but it's true, right? And the babe, I'm too good for you. It's like this, it's like she's submissive, but also really powerful and dominant at the same time. She has the dominance in the submission. Like, and I've always thought to be a sub in like a situation like that, like a sexual situation, to be submissive is actually always more powerful than being the dominator, because you're the one that has to control and whether what starts, what stops, how much pain you can tolerate, how much more you want. You know, really you have all the say if it's out of because it's a respectful sort of thing, really. Done right, it's meant to be respectful. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's so cool. But anyway, let's keep going. Ooh. Also, this is so good. It's grape and apple with ginseng. And oh, it is so good. It's not too sharp or too sweet like some drinks could be. It's got a nice bit of fizz, but it's so refreshing. It makes you, like, wakes you up a little bit. I really like it. Anyway, sorry. I do like that guitar. Also, sorry. But I like how the vocals, guitars, and so much of the sounds have that electronic thing over it, or within it, or whatever you want to call it, that kind of manipulates it and makes it wobble or shake or move in interesting ways. And it's similar to the Preacher's Daughter album. There's so many moments on the vocals like that. It makes it sound like a liquid electric sort of feel.
Says I'm his favorite, yeah, fucking better, babe.
Yes, fucking better, babe. I really want to know how she does these vocals with the, you know, effects. Yeah.
I don't even know who you are. I'm too good for you. It makes me need it even more. Loses it
The way it looks. It's like sparks. I can't explain it. Not like fireworks like that, but like, you know. That one's definitely naughty. And I like it, but it's dark. And it's weird because hear me out. I am someone who has gone through times of being like this, I suppose. Years ago, earlier on in my life, yes. I know I always say things like, when I was young, and I'm only 27. But listen, I've lived a very long life. I've lived a very long 27 years. Literally feel like I'm 57. But yeah, when I was a bit younger, yeah, I think I felt a lot like this. A bit of fuck it, who cares, use me, abuse me, do what you fucking want. You know, and just like, it'll be the best damn thing you ever had though. But it's dark. It's very dark. And I'm very glad I'm not like that anymore. I find it interesting though, and I still find it super sexy to listen to, but not actually be like. It's weird. It's like, it like makes me feel nostalgic. I don't know what it is. It's almost like accepting it or like reclaiming it a little bit. Like, and it's relatable, so I feel like I'm not alone as well. You know, I feel like I'm like, yeah, I've been there and I get it. I don't know. It makes me feel like kind of good. Yeah, I feel it. But yeah, it's kind of scary at the same time because it's very dark place to be. Like, really, it's so, I don't know, it's so weird. Like, but I know personally a lot of young girls used to kind of do whatever the guy would want sexually because that's what they thought they were meant to do. It's how they felt liked, and they only felt like they could be liked if they did what the guy wanted. And then obviously, as we've all gotten older, we've all gone, why did I do that? What? And like, some people still haven't figured out what they do like. They're still trapped in that. But I'm so happy to be in a place now where I feel so much more power by getting what I want, doing what I like, and being submissive if I want to be, but in a way that totally suits me and makes me feel more powerful, you know, like way more powerful. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a very interesting concept to me. It's deeper than how I'm saying it right now, if that makes sense. But the song kind of represents it in a way that is, I don't know, it's just very well represented. And maybe it's nothing to do with that. Maybe I'm all over the place with it, taking it in different levels, but who cares? It's how I feel. So yeah. Anyway, next song is Inbred. Title track. The Wind. Oh, is this going to be a slower one? Definitely haunting.
Naked under my nightgown, sitting on the stove to put it out.
Interesting.
Older brother made a name for himself with the cops. Scumbag fuck, but I swear that he's not. Mama's comatose, she can't leave the bed. Now it's starting to spread. We're already dead. We're already dead. All the fucking lights are out. You can't win them all. Who knows how much longer? Touch me till I vomit. You know you're not. From the start they knew you were wrong.
Wow.
Brother made a name for himself with the feds. Trash dig, but I love him to death. You get off on innocence, so you say grace. Baby, no, her daddy's a rapist. He wakes up, he'll show you what I'm talking about. Touch me till I vomit. If you could, you'd have fallen, but you know
Jesus. Ooh, that is fucking wow. I don't cry a lot when I do a reaction, but wow. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the about section because I was reading it throughout. The title track from Ethel Cain's new EP, Ethel, aka Hayden Anadonia, said of the song in her Rising interview with Pitchfork, "When I was writing it, I had all this stuff running through my head about different times that people in my life failed me or did things they weren't supposed to do. And I was angry. I was like, you've put me in a place that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life trying to get out of, and I don't know if I ever will." The narrative of the song describes a toxic and sometimes violent relationship between two siblings. The eldest brother of the sibling is a social outcast and menace who seems to have fondness for the narrator, despite being somewhat of a pariah to the public, and is very protective. Yeah, well, that's definitely what I got from it. But also Ethel has written things alongside the lyrics, so I'm going to go there. Verse 1 says, "Bare naked under my nightgown," and she said, describing a young girl with not much to her name at all, with barely any clothes even, which is already setting, yeah, like it's good storytelling in a sense. It's setting the scene of not only vulnerability, but that not a bit of neglect maybe, or just no money or something, but you wouldn't know that straight off that. It's almost quite a triggering image to me. Yeah, but I don't mean that in a heavy way, just one that makes you feel the vulnerability. Okay, pissing on the stove to put it out. It's almost like, reading that, it's almost comical. It sounds awful to say that, but it's like, oh, that seems a bit far, pissing on it to put it out. But when you really think about it, it's like, is there no taps running? Is there nothing we could do to put this stove out? Like, it's a really run down place, basically. And maybe the stove is just a fire. Maybe it's not even a real oven. And that's the only thing a child could think of doing. Is like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's not as heavy as that. But Ethel has said, she's left to her own devices and her behaviour is nearly feral from lack of nurturing. Yeah, so it does make total sense. because like we'd find that funny, like what, but really like no, that's someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah. Watching him through holes in his door, sucking on the back of his leg to stay warm. When I read that, I was like, what does that mean? But Ethel has said, this describes a young girl with only her older brother to care for her. She watches him at all times, even when he thinks she isn't. She gets what little comfort she has from him, depending on him for everything, right down to warmth when it gets cold. Older brother made a name for himself with the cops. Scumbag fuck. But I swear he's not. I love that. Just like, she loves him. She's like, no, he's not that. Like in a way, he's all she's got. And he looks after her. Despite... makes me sad. Anyway. Ethel has said her brother is troubled, but he takes care of her. So anyone who tries to hurt her should beware of him. Everyone thinks he's a bad person, but she swears differently. Yeah, he protects her. And then obviously Mama's comatose. She can't leave the bed. Something smells rotten and it's starting to spread. Again, just painting the picture of what the scene is, not a great place to grow up in or to live in for anyone. I'm bad, he's worse, we're already dead. It's like, it's saying we're already dead. It's like we're not living and we probably won't even have a future if it keeps going on like this. And like also, Evelyn said here, it's causing damage to the family, damage which grows over time. And like when something like food or something starts to rot or like a dead animal starts to decay, it starts to spread, the smell starts to spread further and further. So it's like a metaphor for the family damage growing stronger and stronger. And then, yeah, Ethel CAIN says she theorizes they may be beyond saving. I'm bad, he's worse, we're already dead. And obviously this isn't about Ethel and so on. This is a story she's telling. And it goes, we woke up and all the fucking lights are out. And it's like, now we have no electricity, there's nothing. It's just darkness. This is a very, 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 very bad place. This bit, I was like, oof. When she said, I'll lay on the floor, touch me till I vomit. Ethel says she is passive in the abuse she experiences from others, just letting them do what they want until she's physically sick from it. And I think this got me emotional because, God, when you like go through a series of abuse of any kind, whether it be bullying or mental, physical, and so on like that, you get the freeze response or the fawn response where you comply. The fawn is where you comply and kind of do as you're told, and the freeze is when you can't move and you kind of just like lose your ability to speak or anything and just wait for it to be over. And it's a very, very, very common thing in children and repeated abuse. So that one hit me because of the relatability. Oh God, I'm trying to fucking hold it together. I'm okay. I'm very much in the world. I'm here. I'm not in a memory or anything like that. It's just emotional, and I feel kind of good about that. I feel kind of strong that I'm planted here firmly in the present. So yeah. Who will take the fall? Who of us is stronger? You'll just want it more. If you could, you'd have fought it, but you're not. From the start, they knew you were wrong. Ethel says she asks the one in power if he'll admit his ways or if he'll deny it and she'll just continue to bear it. And then she says he can't help himself, even if he admitted it, regardless, he can't help himself, he'll just keep doing it. But you're not. From the start, they knew you were wrong. Ethel says maybe he was always going to turn out this way. From the beginning, everyone knew something was wrong with him. And I'm trying to think, is he the brother? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. It's really hard to tell. Then you get off on innocence, so you savoured this. Does your baby know her daddy's a R word. Ethel said he prefers impressionable young women who won't resist. She asks him if his own daughter knows what he's doing to other young girls. Yeah, so it is about a different person, not the brother, of course. And he's a father as well, so it just adds more to the story. It's not just a random man on the street. He's a parent, and that makes it even worse. Yeah, someone else had said, based on the narrator's protective attitude, it is unlikely she is referring to her older brother. So, of course, it's got to be about someone else. It really has. And also, when you think of Preacher's daughter, she spoke of the preacher or the father as a, not a great man. So that's interesting too. He hates the way you look at me. You're already dead. You're already dead. But yeah, she basically is like telling this horrible person that her brother is gonna gonna unalive him and be like, listen, if you do this, keep doing this, my brother's going to get you. So, yeah. And then, it says, if he wakes up, he'll show you what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's it. It's a threat. And someone here has said, notice the use of if rather than when he wakes up. That's interesting too. Like, maybe he's already gone. She'd already talked about how they might not survive, might not live. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm a bit jumbled, but hopefully you can hear what I'm trying to say. And then I love this bit at the end. From the start, you knew you were wrong, and then you were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong. I kind of love that because it's almost like she's saying to him, you were wrong to do this. She knows it's wrong. And she's telling him it, and she's not saying I'm wrong, she's saying you were wrong. And I do think that's, slightly positive. Heavy song, beautifully sang, beautifully made and produced, beautifully written. Heavy. God, I've got this whole bowl of emotions throughout this. Anyway, next song is called Two-Headed Mother. Also, I found it interesting that the song was called Inbred, because obviously inbred is when two people in the same family fornicate and make a child. So, yeah, that's interesting too. Maybe this older man is related to her. I don't know. But let's do it. Two-Headed Mother. This is interesting with the psh sound. Wow. That's crazy. On the vocal. The chopped up vocals. she can send you back. This album, insane. Okay, that's the end. I'm such a weird. Everything I feel now is so weird. It's just weird. It's heavy. It's good though. Like, I'm good. It's just wow. Like, this song is literally meant to be. This album is meant to be. It's 6 songs. It's meant to be half an hour, and I've been filming for an hour and 40 minutes. But obviously, I did have lunch, and I did have that weird door situation. Honestly, when that happened, it really threw me off. But I did come back in. But I don't know. It's all weird. Everything happens for a reason. But Jesus, I loved it. I loved it. I loved every single song. That one was like another one where it's just moody and it's dark and just. You think you create the waves, but I create you. Two-headed mother in your bed. You know she hates you. Kissing tyrannical head spitting at you. Kissing or hissing? Hissing or kissing? I don't know. Babe, fire you wade through. The ways I fuck myself and get down good. Never need to mind you. I've loved before, I'll kill again. You're the worst of all my men. That reminds me of Lana. Of all my men. Which goes... I can't remember what the song is now, I can't go to think about it. But she says, of all my men, you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna pull you out the den so they don't bite you like a snake den. I won't feel good again until I'm up inside you. And it's almost like this, the two-headed mother, like the two-headed snake. Yeah. And it's all like, till I'm up inside you, it's almost like this. It's weird, it's like, it sounds totally sexual. But it also sounds like until I'm wriggling around in your head, getting in your head, getting in your mind, you know, got control of you. Then I love you, I'll love you till I'm sore, I love you, I don't love you no more. Two-headed mother pulled you from the black and she can send you back. Like, she birthed you and she can kill you, you know, so she can, yeah, you know what that means. But wow, it's just so dark and interesting. I wonder what the real meaning of why she did that. I'd like to know more about it. But apparently there are more songs on here when I'm looking at the lyrics. Originally released as a demo, SoundCloud. Okay, I'm not going to do that now, obviously, because I've been filming for ages, but if you would like to see a video of me reacting to some more of ETHEL's music, I will do so happily. Honestly, of course I will. There's just no way I wouldn't. But wow, I feel completely emotionally charged, drained, chaotic, empty. I feel everything right now, so I'm gonna get going. But I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Now I can't wait to see her more than ever, and I really hope I get to. I'm obsessed, I really am. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, please, and yeah, tell me if you want more. I shall see you next time. Bye.